So tonight we are focusing on lots of stretching of our muscles and our nerves too. Okay, so something I want you to think about tonight, whenever we do these deep stretches, the slow flow yoga, we often think about relaxing the muscles and stretching the muscles, and we often forget or don't know that when we do these stretches, we're actually also stretching the nerves within our body as well. So think about stretching out those nerves. Think about releasing any tension through the nerve endings. And we're also going to do a lot of twisting tonight. So what twisting does for our bodies is it's actually a natural detox. If you think about wringing a sponge, like a dirty sponge in the sink. Sorry, this thing is bothering me. When you wring a sponge, you're releasing everything that's within that sponge, right? Well, when we wring our body with these twists that we're going to be doing, we're doing the same thing, right? So we're going to be releasing a lot of toxins tonight. It's a quick class. If you have Epsom salts at home, go home and take a bath and soak all those toxins that we're going to be wringing out. You're going to feel like a new person tomorrow morning. There's a guarantee, all right? So on that note, we're going to start seated, comfortably seated position. For you, that may mean legs are out straight. It may mean legs are crossed, and it may mean half or even full lotus. So whatever you're comfortable with is where I would love for you to start tonight. I'm going to add a little bit of background music. Make sure that the music is not too overpowering of my voice. So let's go ahead and start to roll our shoulders down and back. And if it feels okay for you, I would love for you to close your eyes. Resting the tops of the hands, the palms of the hands on the knees, being conscious that the shoulders are down and relaxed and the chest is slightly lifted towards the sky. Close the eyes. And start to listen to the music and the sound of the waves, maybe the sound of the birds. Feel the breeze. And imagine letting go of any stress or any tension that you've had throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout this crazy year. And just sit for a moment. Start to slow the breath. Being conscious to take really deep inhales and filling up the belly with the salt air that you're breathing in, and then being conscious of a really big exhale, releasing everything out. It's fine if you make noise during your exhale. Keeping the eyes closed, let's bring the arms all the way up towards the sky in your next big inhale. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Opening up the eyes. Letting in that light. We're going to start here with our practice. So maybe set some intentions, whatever it is that you want to get out of tonight's class. My goal for you in tonight's class is to leave feeling good in every way, emotionally good, physically good. I want to see smiles on all of your faces. So we're going to start with a twist. We're going to inhale the arms all the way back up. As we exhale, we're going to bring the right hand to the left hand to the right knee. If you are opposite from me, that is perfectly fine, okay? You're not being tested on this. Totally fine. And then taking the gaze over the back shoulder. Again, think about wringing out those organs. We're squeezing through our insides to let go and release any toxins. Inhale, bringing the arms back up and center. Exhale, twisting to the opposite side. When my time comes around, lay me gently in the cold dark earth. No grave can hold my. Inhale, arms coming back to center. Exhale, hands come down to the knees, palms on the knees. Roll those shoulders down and back again. We're going to arch the back and bring the chest forward, lifting the heart, opening up the heart towards the sky. Dropping the head slightly. And then exhale, coming to the opposite direction, bringing the chin down to the chest, contracting the belly button towards the spine, and letting the head hang slightly to feel a nice big stretch through the neck. It's great if you put your palms on your knees and actually let your torso fall back as far as it can. You should feel a good spine and neck stretch. And then release it. Inhale, coming forward, open up the chest, roll the shoulders down and back. Gaze comes up. No grave can hold my body down. And we're going to release again, taking it back, chin to the chest. Grabbing onto those knees and really let your torso rock back as far as you can, as far as feels good. And exhaling back to center. Wonderful job. We're going to sweep the legs around behind us, coming into all fours. Be cautious of any shells. You may need to dig around a little bit. I don't know what's underneath your towels, but we are in a little shelly area, so feel free to move those if you need to. And then find yourselves in tabletop position, or all fours. We want to make sure here that our shoulders are stacked over the wrists, and our hips are stacked right over the knees. Our knees are about hip width apart, and we have a nice neutral spine. So we don't want to be arching here. We don't want our seat pointing up. We want it nice and flat. We want to pull the belly button slightly in, okay? So find that nice position and take the gaze down between the thumbs. 3 full breaths here. When my time comes around, let me gently in the cold dark earth. No grave can hold my body down. I'll crawl home to last exhale here. Shifting the balance slightly, we're going to take the right toes, the right foot back. Be conscious here not to shift too far to the left. We still want to maintain a somewhat balance here. And then if you feel okay with that leg lifted, you're pulling in that belly to support the lower back. We're going to extend the left hand. The opposite hand goes long. Lift and point the fingers and the toes in opposite directions, lengthening from the crown of the head down through the toes. Hold right here. Exhale, bring the left hand back down. Keep the right toes lifted. We're going to try something a little bit fun and tricky here. We're going to tuck the left toes, and we come from this tabletop position into a 3-leg downward dog. So keeping the leg lifted, push up, and bring the right foot up. Ooh, wasn't that fun? Modification, you can keep both toes down on the ground. We're going to bring the right knee forward underneath the body and hold right here, hold here. Breathe, exhale. Inhale, bring the leg back up. Exhale, bring the knee back forward, hold. Try to match the breath to the movement. Inhale, leg comes back. This time we're going to exhale, bringing that foot all the way through, bringing the foot between the hands. And we're in a nice runner's lunge. Hold here, making sure that the front knee is not past the toes. And get a little bit low if you can. Hold here for a breath. Exhale, drop that back knee down. Release the toes, the flat part of the foot is down on the sand. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Hold here. Exhale, hands come down to the heart. Keeping the elbows open and the chest nice and lifted. Breathe here. Nice big inhale, and on your next exhale, you're going to take the left elbow, tucking it onto the outside of that right knee. There's another one of those twists for you. Here you want to engage those palms. Continue pushing the palms against each other. You are perfectly fine staying right here. If you'd like to take it up a notch, you're going to tuck the back toes and lift up into a high lunge, keeping the hands in prayer twist. A little bit of a challenge for you if you'd like to try it. Hold here. Continue to breathe. drop that knee back down if you came up for the lift. Good job. Keep the toes tucked. We're going to release both hands, coming on the front, wrapping around the front leg. We're going to exhale, coming back into 3-leg down dog. So tucking the left toes, we lift the right leg, we keep it lifted all the way back up. Exhale, bring the knee under, knee to nose, hold. Inhale, bring that right knee back up. Exhale, bring it back forward. Inhale one last time, lift it up. Exhale, bring the right toes down to the ground, next to the left, and down dog. Woo. Start to stretch those heels down towards the ground, pushing the feet into the sand, pushing the palms away from the sand, and the hips coming straight towards the sky. Hang out here in down dog.
We drank too much.
I'm just coming to check y'all out. So totally fine if the heels or the feet are not touching the sand. We just want to push them in that direction, okay? Roll the shoulders down and back. We're not hunching the shoulders here. You guys look great. Hold one more breath right there.
You asked me to stay over. I said I already told you. I think that you should.
We're going to take it to a high plank, shifting the weight forward. Stack those shoulders, lower the seat, come down through low plank for a vinyasa, all the way through low plank to chaturanga to cobra. Hold here. Take a big breath here. Exhale, pushing it back to all fours. Making sure that our shoulders are stacked. Our hips are stacked over the knees, and the knees are about hip width apart. Pull the belly button in.
I'll wake you up with some
one breath here.
I'll bring you coffee.
We're going to extend the left leg on your next exhale, reaching that leg long. Pull the belly in to support the lower back. And then if that feels okay, releasing the right hand, stretching the right fingers as far away from the left toes as you can. Reaching all the way through the crown of your head. The gaze is straight down towards the sand. Hold here for a breath.
As beautiful as ever, and I swear that every day you'll get better.
Bringing the right hand back down to the ground. Here comes that funky little fun move. We're going to tuck the right toes and take it up to 3-legged down dog. Left toes lifted this time. Hold here for a breath.
We've come so far, my dear. Look how we've grown.
Bringing that left knee in on your exhale, hug her down underneath the body, hug it in. Inhale, left toes come back. Exhale, bring the knee towards the nose, hold. Exhaling as we contract the abdominals. Inhale, leg comes back up.
You were always there for me when I needed.
This time we exhale, bringing that foot all the way through the hands, coming into runner's lunge. So lifting that back heel. Good, guys, good. Hold here for a breath. And then dropping the back knee. Releasing the toes so the top of the foot is flat on the sand. Hold here. On your next inhale, arms come up. Hold here for a breath. Next, exhale, hands come to heart. Bringing those thumbs directly to your chest, finding that hand-body connection, that mind-heart connection. From here, we're going to go for one of those deep twists. This time, we're taking the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Those palms remain touching. We're pushing the palms away from each other. We're also pushing the elbow into the knee and the knee into the elbow. So we've got this full body connection here. Try to relax the back leg. So we're pushing into this front leg.
And we're down.
And you can stay right here if you like. If you would like a little bit of a challenge, go ahead and tuck the right toes and lift on up into high lunge, keeping hands in prayer twist. Remember that detox, that squeezing of the internal organs that we're doing right now, getting rid of all those toxins. Drink lots of water after this class. Hold here, one more breath. And exhale, that knee comes back down to the ground. And then slowly release the arms coming onto either side of that foot. How are we doing, guys? We good? Good. All right, so we're gonna tuck the right toes, and we're lifting the left leg back into three-leg down dog. Here it is. Bring that knee under the body, hold. And inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, toes rise. And exhale, the left toes come all the way down to meet the right foot in down dog. We're going to exhale, shift it to high plank, lower down, chaturanga, all the way through to cobra or up dog. Exhale, push it back into child's pose, taking the hips nice and wide. Sinking straight back. Head comes right down towards the sand. When you are ready, on your next inhale, take it back to all fours. So we're bringing the knees back and slightly. We're going to extend the left hand out to the side, keeping our weight nice and centered. Gaze is right down towards the sand. We're going to bring the left arm underneath the right, and then sink that left shoulder down and sink the right hand forward for thread the needle. Hips can stay high, or you're welcome to sink them back if you like a little bit of a deeper stretch. Whatever feels right for your body. Really letting those shoulder muscles sink into the sand. Inhale, coming back to center, taking your time to get there. And then we realign ourselves in tabletop position. So stacking the shoulders and hips. Taking a moment to breathe. And then taking the right arm out to the side, maintaining your center balance. Exhale, taking the right arm under the body. We bring the right shoulder down. Release the left palm and stretch that palm out wide. Don't forget to breathe down here. Don't hold the breath. Keeping the hips stacked, or you can sink a little bit deeper if you want a bigger stretch. Inhale, coming back to center. All right, guys, ready to take it back to some down dogs? Not three-legged this time, four-legged. So go ahead and tuck those toes and then lift the hips straight up towards the sky. So really using the sand to dig our toes in, feel ourselves grounding through the sand. Our fingers are in the sand, our toes are in the sand, everything down in the sand. This is going to be a fun one. We're going to lift the right toes. This time when we come under the body, we're going to bring the right toes all the way out to the side. So we're kind of lifting over to the side, drop the hip. And then come back, bringing the leg with us. Did you guys see me all the way down there? I can do it this way. Hang on. So we're up here. We come under the body, drop the hip. And you may not drop very much. That's totally fine. You may not drop at all. You can keep the foot planted. We're going to do one more just like that. I'm turning back to my original position. Bringing the leg under the body. And back to center. Lifting the leg one last time. And then this time when we bring the leg through, we're going to bring it parallel to the front of the towel, coming into half pigeon pose. Giving our wrists a little bit of a break. That one was tough on our wrists. If at any time your wrists are feeling weak, feel free to make a fist or even come down on the forearm, okay? So from our pigeon pose, you guessed it, we're gonna twist. From up here, let's try to release the arms and bring them up tall. If this is too much, keep the hands down. If you can, bring the arms up. You may need to lean slightly forward, that's fine. Wherever your body is exactly where it's meant to be. As we exhale, we're gonna take the left hand to the right knee. And then we're gonna take this right right hand all the way out to the side, pulling our body down and twisting. You should feel a good twist through the obliques here. And if you're not all the way down, that's fine. If you're up here, that's fine. If this back knee is bent, that's fine. It's all fine. Wherever you are, it's fine. And then coming back, let's walk those hands back to center. Extending the arms out front, softening through the elbows and rolling the forehead down. Think about releasing all the muscles in the glute here. Don't let your mind keep these tense. You want to stretch through there. You want to release through the hips where we hold a lot of tension. Slowly roll it on up. We're going to bring the left leg, sweep it around the front. We are going to either cross the legs, however you feel comfortable. I would encourage you to try stacking the knees. If this is not a position that feels comfortable for you, then by all means, don't do it. Just sit regularly cross-legged. What we want to focus on here is continue stretching through those hips, continue opening up the hips. So right now, you should feel whatever knee is on top is the hip that's opening a little bit more, okay? And if you don't feel that, that's okay too. Inhale, roll the shoulders down and back, lifting the chest. Kind of what we did in the beginning. You want to grab onto the legs and let the torso kind of fall slightly backwards, but don't let the knees lift, okay? Using our legs for leverage here. Great job. Come on, back up to center. We're going to switch the legs. So whatever knee is on top, we're going to switch there. This hip is tighter for me. I can already feel it. So it doesn't matter where your feet are, but you do want to try to get your feet somewhat parallel. So in other words, I wouldn't want this ankle back here and this one up here. You want to try to get them somewhat close together, and then grabbing the shins, let that body fall backwards. But as you fall backwards, don't hunch the shoulders. You really want to open up and then roll down. So what you're doing here is really just letting the spine relax and stretch. Take a nice relaxing little seat. Your legs supporting you. Come on back to center. And we're going to swing the right leg around the back. So now we're coming into half pigeon. I'm going the other way on the other side. So this is a great position that if this is not a comfortable pose for you, if you're doing this at home or you'd like to work your way into this pose, do this at home and place a towel up under your front leg or even up under this hip. So if this is having trouble getting down, place a blanket right there. And that way you'll get the benefit of the stretch without feeling that awkward pull if your hips are not open enough. It is a wonderful practice, and I would encourage you to do it daily to help open up those hips. From here, you can either stay right here, perfectly fine, or if you'd like to try, bringing the arms up slightly here. Remember, you can lean forward if you need to, if this is too much. If your lower back should not hurt here. So if you feel any kind of pain, bring the arms back down or lean forward. We're going to exhale into our twist. So the right hand comes to the left knee. The left hand is going to stretch out. Imagine grabbing onto the sand, pulling the body down and twisting through that torso. This is a deep, 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 deep twist. I use the analogy of a sponge. Think about all the internal stuff, all the dirty dishes you've cleaned internally. Let's let that stuff go. Exhale, coming back to the center with our hands. We're walking our hands towards the front. We're staying low and then softening through the elbows. And if it's available for you, go ahead and drop your forehead down towards the sand. Breathe here. Slowly start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. This time we're going to bring both legs around front. I'm going to come facing you guys this time. And instead of stacking the legs this time, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. I'm watching those clouds. We're going to bring the soles together and pull the heels in closer towards your body. So as close as feels comfortable for you. Maybe you're out a bit further. That's fine. Perfectly okay. You have an option here if you'd like to open up the hips a little bit more. Put a little bit of pressure. Be very careful if you're going to do that. You can place the hands on the knees and push very gently down. We don't want this to hurt. This should feel good. Okay. And once you find a position that's comfortable for you, wherever that may be, wrap the fingers around the toes. Take a big inhale, fill the lungs with air, and as you exhale, lift your belly up over the toes, reaching the chest forward and forward fold. Another big hip stretch here. To unroll, and we're going to swing the legs around us to come into a kneeling position. Take your time getting there, fill in any holes, watch out for shells or sticks or anything that may be in the sand poking into you. Oh, I got this all sandy. Salt water now. Never hurt anyone. So we're going to take our practice into half camel pose with an option for full camel pose. Now, if you're not familiar with camel pose, it's a heart opener where we have an option of dropping our head down behind us, kind of in a little bit of a back bend. For some people that brings anxiety, so if you are getting into that position and you start to feel panicky, lift the head back up. Don't bend that far and just stay up a little bit tall. I'm not trying to make you nervous, nothing to be nervous about. But that's a common feeling in this pose because we don't like to open up sometimes. So from here, we're going to take the knees slightly apart. Think of starting in a comfortably kneeling position. And then we're going to just rise straight on up from here. So I want you to think about pushing the pelvis forward slightly. Go ahead and put your hands on your hips and roll the chest open, shoulders down and back. Our head has a slight angle towards the sky. This should feel okay so far. Yeah, we're good? Now instead of hands on the hips, take the hands and place them behind your back. This is going to allow you to push the hips forward even a little bit more, okay? So as you can see, some people, my chin tends to tuck naturally forward. Try not to do that. Try to keep the chin lifted, keeping some space between the chin and the chest, okay? This may be where you want to stay, and that's totally fine. Do I say that enough? That's totally fine. If you'd like to try taking a little bit deeper, start to release the right hand. The right hand comes down by the side. We're going to lift the right arm all the way up by the ear. Once we get to the ear, we're going to rotate the palm back, and we're reaching the palm for the right heel. Okay? So see if you can actually touch the fingertips to the heel. Good. And if this feels okay for you, maybe you take a little bit further and you open up the head a little bit. Maybe if that's okay, you can take the left arm up towards the sky. And if you're still good here, I would encourage you to try seeing how far back feels okay for you. Letting the head hang if you can. And then use the core. We're going to start to bring the left arm, I'm losing my headset, left arm up first, all the way back to center. Hands come back to the hips. How do we do? Okay on one side? Good. So it's very common that one side feels very different than the other. So if that side felt okay, the other side may not, don't worry about it. If that side didn't feel so good, I still encourage you to try on the other side. So let's pull those hands behind. We push our pelvis forward. And then from here, let's let go of the left hand. Reaching the left hand up by the ears. And then we circle, rotate the palm, reaching down for the left heel. Pushing those hips straight forward. And if that feels okay, release the right arm up towards the sky. Still doing okay, then maybe arch even a little bit further back.
God bless me, I'm a free man with no place free to go.
to breathe.
No pills for what I
And then using the core to bring yourself back on up to center.
wish I was the moon.
How do we do? Good?
Tonight.
We're going to do one more each side. And I'd like to offer you one more challenge if you want to take it a step further. Instead of stopping at half camel, you have the option to take it to full camel, which is both hands on both heels. We'll walk into it the same way we just did half, okay? So hands come behind the hips. Push those hips forward. Release the right arm down. Inhale, the arm comes up. Exhale, reach for that heel. Releasing the left arm back and above the head. Find your comfortable spot. And if you want to try for full camel, you circle the left arm down and reach for the left heel as well. From here, you're pushing your chest up towards the sky. Shoulders are rolled down, pushing the hips forward and letting the head fall back.
I'm so tired, and I wish I was the moon.
Breathing the whole time.
Tonight.
Big inhale and exhale. Release the left arm first and come back using the core to get you back up to center. Some good back bends here, yeah? We're gonna do the other side and then we'll do some bends in the opposite direction to counteract this work. Push those hips forward slightly.
I'm so
Left hand comes down first. Inhale, arm comes up.
and I wish I
Exhale, reach for the left heel.
I'm so
Arm, right arm comes up.
so tired.
Maybe you stop up here. Maybe you bring it all the way down and back. Dropping the head, relaxing the shoulders, and smiling. Smiling is not required, but encouraged. Bringing the right arm up first. Use that core to get you back to center. Coming down onto all fours. We're going to round the back. So here we're reversing the back bend that we just did. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Exhale, come to neutral. We're not going to reverse it all the way. We already did our back bends. We're going to do one more just like that. Round through the back, tucking the chin straight towards the chest. And then exhale, release. From here, we're going to take it to a seated position. Our back should feel nice and loose and released. Legs are out straight. We're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, reaching for the shins or the toes. And then slowly start to roll the spine up and all the way down, down, down to the sand, one vertebrae at a time. Coming into corpse pose or final shavasana. So from here, once you get here, release those legs. Let the feet fall out to the side. Let the knees externally rotate. Palms are down, are facing up. Arms are up by your side, relaxed. Maybe wiggle into the sand. Find yourself a comfy spot where you can melt into the sand and relax. Continue with your deep breath and close your eyes. Listen to the sound of the waves, the smell of the sea, the feel of the breeze. I'll be coming around with some essential oils, calming essential oils. If you prefer not to have any, please place one hand on your heart so I know to pass over you. These oils are perfectly fine to rub anywhere on your body that needs a little bit extra love or attention. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, coming back to your present body. And take a few breaths here. Start to open the eyes. Still feeling relaxed, but coming back to consciousness. And when you feel prepared, roll on over to your right side. Very gently take your time. And on your right side, take a few breaths there before you prepare to come to a comfortably seated position. With that breeze, we could just stay out here and nap on that right side all night, couldn't we? It's so comfortable. Once you've had a few breaths there and you feel ready, you can meet me in a comfortably seated position. Take your time. Keeping your breath nice and slow. We did lots of twists tonight. Lots of releasing of emotions and toxins. So be gentle with your body for the rest of the evening. Be kind to yourself. Take an Epsom salt bath if you can. It will be amazing. Inhale with me. Arms come all the way up. Exhale. Hands come down to the heart. Thank you guys so much for joining me on the beach tonight. This was a beautiful class. I really cherish all of you for coming and appreciate the chance to lead you in tonight's class. So much love. Love and light. Namaste.